All right, let's do the next one. This one is a funny one for me because upon writing it, you were like, Cole, what do you got? What are you talking about? And so I wrote an article called The Tree of Value. It's about uniting people analytics, workforce planning, talent intelligence, and behavioral science. And I call it the Tree of Value, which is all connected by the roots of the tree, which are the value of human capital labor data. And so these four distinct professions, talent intelligence, workforce planning, people analytics, and behavioral science, they're all very similar, but they don't recognize that they're kind of brother and sister functions to one another. And the reason I go by and I do sort of a history lesson to explain why that is, and it's because each of them has a different origin story and started in a different area. And so if you take behavioral science, that's, thinking of like psychology starting over 100 years ago with like Hugo Munsterberg, Frederick Taylor. Taylorism was a very common thing back in like about 100 years ago. Workforce planning started in the Department of War, which I guess is being called that again now, ironically. But in World War I and World War II in the United States, workforce planning started there and then matriculated through the federal government and then into the private sector. People analytics more came around when organizations were moving from like paper and pencil and filing cabinets to online, having the access to kind of digital data for the first time. And they wanted to get value out of that digital data. And so people analytics kind of came into the fore then. And then talent intelligence mostly actually came out of like executive search and executive recruitment and sourcing.